Cash Color Cannabis, a higher level of conversation on LivehiphopDaily.tv. I have two super special guests in the building. You know, I rarely bring other podcasts on the show, but there be times when I just be so interested in what somebody's doing. I'm like, I got to talk to them. So I got London, I got Brittany on here.
What's up?
The Blunt, the Blunt, the podcast. Because it actually is a Blunt, it's a long story. But Blunt, the podcast. How y'all doing tonight?
I'm good.
I appreciate y'all coming through. You know, I actually spent a ton of time today listening to your show. I try to listen to shows like that, especially if I'm trying to have you come on the show. I try to listen as close as possible to mine so I can be as fresh as possible. Man, y'all had me in my office today in tears, man. Like at one point, one of the coworkers came into my office and was trying to have a whole conversation, and I'm like, bro, I'm clearly listening to sex toys and lubricants. Like you gonna have to give me a second. And he looked at me like I was crazy, but I'm like, dead serious. I'm like, this is what I'm listening to. So I've been into y'all show this whole day. You know, I've listened to a good couple of episodes, and I'm just dying to speak to y'all. So thank you again for coming through, sharing drinks and sharing weed with us. I'd love to know how y'all, before we even get into the show, how did you two find each other?
You want to tell us or you want me to?
I can do. We can share each other.
Okay.
So
Why does that sound like an episode?
I was directing a shoot and London was modeling the shoot. So makeup was at my house and London came up the stairs and was like, "Is no way DJ Khaled should have a baby. He doesn't eat pussy." And I just fell in love with her. I literally was like, "Who is that walking up my stairs? Like, nigga, you talking my language. What's up?"
And then I was like, it's mandatory for niggas to eat ass, honestly. And then she showed me a video of somebody squirting, and I was like, yeah, that's art.
Literally,
that's art. Literally, she loved my reaction. My reaction was so nonchalant. It's art. Yeah. All her friends was like, it's art.
No, I agree with you. I actually think it is art. I grew up. I have a different appreciation of adult films. I grew up literally watching porn for the storyline. You know what I mean? I literally was that person. I still that person. So when I see certain things, like you say, squirted and shit like that, I'm like, yo, that's perfect. Way to climax the scene. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's how that was supposed to end. It can't be all regular.
What storyline you looking at?
The most, really? Mm-hmm. I need something that's actually a movie. This is one. I mean, serious. There's this one.
Production.
Yeah,
production is key.
There's this one where it's about a football player, the agent, and it's like a whole storyline. It's almost like the show Ballers, and it's like this. No, I wish I was lying to you. It opens up with the football player having sex with two chicks, and his wife catches him with his assistant. And it just goes on from there because it goes into this whole. I'm serious. It goes into this whole story about sports rights and a bunch of other shit. I need that.
So are you
I need that?
You should have said this. So you commentating with while watching?
I'd be like, yo, look. I like this scene. I dig what y'all are going here, but I feel like you could do a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? I really believe that we should. I grew up when I was growing up. I literally remember growing up. I'm from Boston. Growing up, I remember when we had Chinatown, and there was this place called the Combat Zone. So when I was little, my pops and them would walk downtown. They would always close my eyes, they didn't want you to look up and see. Yeah. I remember when they used to have theaters. I mean, it wasn't long. I feel like the very next year they took them all down, but. We should be able to go into a theater and literally watch a porn.
Literally.
My opinion.
I would love that.
My opinion, personally.
I would love that. That guy that got arrested.
How much you willing to pay for that, though? Because, look, I'm over here.
Look, stop it.
Honestly, I'm trying to get a business out of that. I don't think that guy that got caught jerking off in the movie theater.
Pee Wee Herman?
Yeah. Come on. What happened? Was it a sex scene?
Nothing. I don't know what the hell he was doing, but he was in a theater, and I don't know what made you whip your dick out. But, you was in a theater and decided right then in this moment.
I'm fucking in a movie theater, so I don't judge him.
Wow. All right, that escalated quickly. So okay, let's get back to the core of this story here. That's how y'all met. So how did the concept come about from that meeting?
Oh, so we were both on we was on Instagram. Mm-hmm. Immediately I took her Instagram because while she was directing the video, she's the director. Okay. She's the whole director. I snuck out because I was a model. I went to go smoke somewhere. And she came. She's like, yo, London. Come from behind the car. I was like, yo. She came and hit the bowl a couple times and she ran back to go direct it. So I immediately took her Instagram because I fell in love with her from that part. The sex was whatever. The weed was something that my glasses broke.
Oh.
The weed was something that really took my heart. And then when I got her Instagram, she went on Insta Live, and she was like, I'm a fake sexologist.
Yeah.
I
have rants. Like I randomly will go on a rant and say like everything that I should be doing, and like just so I kind of just was like, today I'm your fake sexologist, and she DM'd me and was like, I've always called myself that and wanted to, and I was like, look, I'm trying to start a podcast. I'm trying to talk about this, and from there we just met
the next day.
That's what's up.
Yeah. And we just trust each other. Yeah.
In July.
So this happened rather quickly that blunt came about.
Yeah.
It's very rare I catch
the beauty of it is that I literally don't know her. So everything that we're saying on the podcast, everything that we're experiencing and sharing with each other, we're learning each other. Exactly. And I think that that's really how sex is too. Like inside of indulging yourself intimately with somebody else, like sometimes you got to take those moments where you just trust and learn and figure out along the way. Cause like I'm learning her. Like, so like we really don't know each other, and this is so. You'll see her personality come out, and I'm totally separate from that. And I'm sitting in observation, watching her just like y'all are. So.
Well, I was genuinely entertained and edutained when I was listening to your show today, and I thought that was one thing I was going to speak about when I got here. I thought the education, well, it's definitely entertaining because what you're talking about and the guests you have, it's just really it's a concept that catches real quick. But the thing I think that sticks out the most, and I really wish more fellas would listen to your show if they don't already. Yo, they giving so many jewels, dog. Like a lot of them I already knew, but I'm like, yo, you giving away stuff that I know. I wish I could just tell some of my bros sometimes. Like, yo, dog, like this is why you keep fucking up. Like this is why this door keeps getting closed in your life. Like, what is that a purpose of the podcast as well? Like, you know, not just to entertain, but to educate about about sex and sexual wellness and things like that.
That's the main reason.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it just we are entertaining.
Yeah.
She's entertaining as fuck to me. I'm entertaining to her. But the main reason was for us to really educate people and to really let people know sex is more than what you think it is.
Yeah.
It's more than just, oh, we fucking. It's more than just you nut, I nut. It's more than that, and we wanted to really expand that.
You know, it's funny. Yeah. I've actually learned lately that it actually could be he nut and then you might not nut. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's a
you
bunch
might
of
not
different
nut at
things.
all.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's and another thing, like that was definitely our intention going in, is definitely being educational. But then also, like, I'm not that sensual. Like, you can, as you're listening, like, London's very out there. She's outgoing. She's the complete opposite of me when it comes to how I want to engage and interact with people intimately.
Yeah.
Like, she's okay with, like, literally we at a concert and she got one leg up and we dancing and just having a good time, you know. And like me, I'm over here doing a little slow twerk and like just trying to be in my own little zone. So it kind of helps because it's people out there that's like her, it's people out there that's like me, and there's an in between. So yeah, we want to definitely be funny, and we definitely want to be, you know, I personally in my life, I need to have more intellectual conversations, more deep. Like, we can't keep thinking surface. So I want to talk about sex.
I agree.
I want to talk about other ways that we can be intimate without penetration. I want to educate, like we were live last night talking about menstrual hygiene. I think guys needed to hear that too, so that they can stop being illed out when we talking about we on our period. That's childish. But that's a whole nother life.
You love this pussy, you gotta love all of it. Period. Love all this.
So yes, I'm with you. Let the men need to listen to our podcast. It's for both.
Yeah, it really is. Like I say, I was definitely entertained, and I was like, yo, there's so many jewels they dropping on here. Like, they basically giving y'all cheat codes if you don't really know about it. Like, seriously, I'm listening to the show, and it was almost like tips on how to not get the pussy. I'm like, yo, why ain't dudes like writing this down? Like she's literally telling you what not to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's things that you're not supposed to do. And
what would be yours? Let's
let me tell you straight up. One of yours was mine personally. Like, okay. If I walk in your crib dirty, we ain't doing nothing, and that's on God. Yeah. that's on everything. And word to anyone who ever dated me, all the way up to my wife right now, will tell you, my cribs have always been spotless. Okay. Like, my toilet's clean, my bathroom clean, bedroom clean. Mm-hmm. I vacuum personally. I don't even like a dish in the dishwash in the dish at all. You know what I'm saying? Like,
dishes in the dishwasher.
Oh, that's good.
Let me tell you,
clean.
y'all come to, back in the day. You come to the crib, it was about to get popping. Like I had that cheat code.
That's for sure. Because if you have if a guy house aesthetically is nice and has personality, like this space that we're in,
This is
cheat code.
This is cheat code.
Here,
don't
cheat code.
getting the pussy. You take me here,
nigga.
You getting the pussy.
Don't
Airbnb this, baby. Airbnb this.
Here. Oh, we
don't,
fucking.
But wait,
Airbnb this.
Don't have baby wipes in the bathroom. Oh, nigga.
Oh man.
I can wipe with the baby wipe and then sit on your face. Cool.
Yo.
And then you give me a warm towel afterwards.
All kind of cheat codes.
Nice.
Her, we got to Airbnb the studio.
Yeah.
You don't make a
What you mean? What you
Get the
mean?
wipes.
You make an Instagram page.
Aloe.
Instagram page, baby. It'll be jumping up in this bitch, man. What you mean? I'll let y'all style it. Get some bread. That's so crazy. But yeah, when I listened to the show, I felt that both of you actually had really good chemistry. And it was I felt that you were really open speaking about, your old preferences and past experiences. But was it initially that easy? Especially now that I know that you two just kind of just met. Like, was it initially easy to say, yo, I know how to squirt, and you'd be like, well, let me tell you how you do it harder? You know what I'm saying? Like, was that an easy transition?
Like, what you mean? Like, just
like having that type of conversation? Because I'm trying to think to myself, this is not how men talk. You know what I'm saying? Like this is never gonna be a day.
I mean, for me, yeah, because this is how I most of my friends are guys. I grew up with 3 guys. They're not my family. They're my best friends. I've known them since I was 6 years old, and this is how we talk. I'm one of the guys. So when I go around people talking like this, they look at me like.
See, I have a different experience. Guys, so I'm typically like that one girl in a group of guys. I'm her, and they just talking about gay, like I'm gonna say gay shit, but like joking around, like dick playing, like sending each other hot dog memes and like gifts and shit like that, and it'd be funny as fuck. But like but I think for both men and women, like there's some resistance inside of talking about sex. So initially, when she walked up them stairs talking like that, and then I showed her that video of somebody squirting and stuff like that, and just how she gravitated that, and just her like all of that helped with like, okay, this will be easy. Like I can definitely have sex conversations, but what's the hardest part is going in depth about the sex. Yeah. And that's a challenge that, that we have came across, is like the challenge of because sex is cool, like we can talk about feelings, we can talk about, the basic level of sex, but like when we go into like our behavior and how, sometimes how people approach sex could lead to like wanting attention. Like when we go to more in depth about who we are, and then the sex is like just something, an addition, like we're coming into challenges there.
Because I could tell you all the time, I'm good at this, I'm good at that, but to go into details of why I have sex the way that I do, or why this person is interested in, say for instance, dominatrix, or go into depth of dominatrix, and that it could actually be a healing experience. Yeah. Is the difference. Yep. People be like, oh, dominatrix, oh, nah, I would never do that. But being somebody's dom or being somebody's submissive could actually be a healing experience, and people don't know that.
Therapeutic and shit.
Yeah, seriously.
Therapeutic and shit.
I got a question real quick. Why do you feel like men aren't why do you feel like men aren't talking about sex?
Like don't have like sex conversations with them, like how we would have a round table conversation. Look, I'm looking at Lou laughing already. Like, cause I just thought about that. So like me, Lou, and her, let's sit around and just talk about sex. So bro, this is how it is. That would be weird as hell. It just would be. It would be awkward.
Weird, really?
It would be awkward. And
that's all my
no, but look. I can tell you.
Talk about pussy.
And see, and I can't lie with you. It's not like.
We do differently though.
Yeah.
We do it differently. Yeah.
But but me and Brittany, we say that out of our female friends, we are different, because she'll say that I'll talk to my friends about certain things and they look at me like, what are you talking about? And my friends too, they look at me like, what the fuck? No, ew. No, bitch, you need to hear this. This is how, when he shoves it in your asshole, and then he does this, certain things, you need to hear this.
See, and that's not that ain't the type of conversation dudes gonna have. Yeah. Oh, you walked out when I was playing that episode. You missed a whole lot of extreme, bro. It went from a silicone vagina to a blowjob to a whole other shit that even Nicole was like, damn, dog. That's it quickly.
Yeah.
Quickly, man. But I think, again, that's something that does need to be spoken about. When you speak about having a higher conversation when it comes to sex, you know what I'm saying? Like, not just being so surface with it. Where does cannabis play a part of that? You know, like as far as taking that conversation a little higher when you do speak about sex with your partner or even on the show?
Okay. Initially, we wanted cannabis because I call myself a ganjapreneur.
Okay.
I really believe in the cannabis industry. I believe in the medicine of it. I believe in a lot of just everything about weed. Mm. So adding that into it, because sex and weed are both demonized things. Yeah. But they're the most popular. Everyone loves sex and everyone loves weed. Weed takes you to another level, and so does an orgasm. Oh my God. Especially when it's at the same time. Oh my God. It just goes together. Yeah, man. And then there's a lot of sex products that have weed with it.
I was about to speak about that. Yeah, like have y'all had a chance to try out any of the, I was watching my girl Tangi recently talk about the Infused Lube. I was like, okay, that just sounds a lot. You know what I mean? But
so I've used Foria.
Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's one of the brands. I'm sure it's plenty of them, but that's a popular brand. Foria. And I don't know, because I have, my sex is very electric, I would say. So I don't know if I don't know if it did anything.
If it helped out?
I don't know, because it's different.
She said because this pussy be doing things, period. So I don't even know.
It's premium pussy.
Right,
premium
exactly.
pussy.
We use that art.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Dizzy taught us that. Yeah. I don't know, it's electric. So, Foria, yes. Foria Wellness, I think it's called, as far as the lube.
So that's what's up. So you have tried it. So, yes. But it hasn't done it. Well, you said you're already electric.
I don't know. But I plan on trying. I wanna get back into it, because I don't think I really paid attention, because that's another skill set. Really being in tune with your body in the moment. Yeah. To think about, first of all, because I know in my earlier stages I was thinking about my hair, if my back arched right. I was just thinking about am I looking good inside of this moment? Just dumbass shit. And then now, as it transitioned, I'm thinking about maybe the lights and paying attention to my surroundings and stuff. So
is that the director in you?
Yeah.
I was like, the way she just said, I'm like, is that the director? Are you playing out a scene?
The pillow hurting.
Are you playing out a scene?
I'm just.
Is the lighting right?
Yes. But now, to kind of sit with myself and try to go to that feeling, that takes, time and breathing techniques and stuff like that. So I don't think I was there yet when I used it. So I need to you just reminded me I need to use it now.
Yeah, man, get into that.
Yeah.
Get into that and report back. Soon. Let us know how that. Matter of fact, yeah, we love a review. Can we get a review about how that hooked your life up? Man?
I will call in.
It'll be let me tell you about this time.
Got me kicked off of every platform that episode, man. You go in there, I'm just bam.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. So I was listening to one episode and you were speaking about your sex bucket list.
Oh.
How far have y'all got down there yet? Are you still not kicking down things?
Well, I'm not having sex still. So, but I did have, I wanted to have more of a tantric experience. So I did knock that out.
Okay.
I had a more tantric sexual experience. There was a lot of touching and a lot of mental shit going on. It was beautiful.
Yeah. I haven't done shit on my list.
Really?
The next day, I was at a shoot, and I think one of mine was body paint and like fucking wild body paint, because I paint and stuff like that too.
Okay.
But, so the next day I was at a shoot. Oh yeah, I like to hold the blunt. The next day I was at a shoot, and she was nude, and we had body paint on her, and I was like, damn. Literally a
I'm
moment
supposed to do
right
this.
here. Yeah, exactly. So at least I got a chance to see what it may look like.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the closest I got to my bucket list.
That's litty, man. That actually sounds like a dope bucket list. You need to film that.
Yeah.
Like, make that happen.
I'm
Yeah.
definitely trying to do the giving head on the hot air balloon.
Yeah, I was gonna
Definitely
say that
trying
was
to do
somebody, one of our listeners, message.
Why am I sitting there thinking that's an ill ass bucket list to have?
He
Like,
said fucking, but then
I don't want to fall.
Yeah, they said the
it's too much.
Yeah.
So if you're really nice with the wrist work and the head work, it's not gonna move too much. So I'll give head on a hot air balloon. So that was on my bucket list. I'm doing that summer 2019.
Yo, I'm gonna say one more time. I don't want to fall, because I can literally feel like, yo, you're taking over everybody. We all
and
dead.
instructor in there too. I don't give a fuck, nigga. You could watch. You could look the other way. Me and my niggas having this moment.
Solid,
I don't
man.
give a fuck.
Solid. Bring a blunt with you. like make that.
Having like 3 of those. That's
Make
my
that.
on
Edibles
from under my titty.
and a
Like, here you go,
blunt.
babe. Like that.
That is hilarious, man. So talk to us about, I know, the future of the podcast. Like, where do you see yourself going with the show itself? Like, as far as branding out and going past where you are right now.
We have individual goals and we have collective goals. So collectively, we definitely want to, again, I don't know her, she don't know me. So literally we're building a relationship. So we really want to just experience things. So like moments like this, going to, we have some plans to attend some sex stores, talk about it, like do a live or something. Just like experiencing different things and talking about the experience of the experience. So like, I think that's our common goal, but because and traveling with that, so definitely going to trapeze and swinging Richards and like just different stuff. Even may possibly start our own. That's but that goes into like individual and collective. But yeah, so that's that. And then because of course we're branded as with weed and sex, we definitely want to get into that lane of like the cannabis.
I think that's open
experience.
for y'all.
Huh?
I think that's wide open for y'all.
Yeah.
Like I was listening to y'all show and I was like, they need a brand or something.
Yeah.
Like sell something right now. Like somebody's gonna buy it.
Yeah. So we're definitely trying to set that up as far as like our own bong. So yeah. So we got that in the works. So yeah.
That's lit.
So yeah. That's what we got.
I also want to educate kids more. That's a big part. On some parts on the cannabis side, teenagers, but more so on the sex side. I want to educate kids, do more free events for kids, as far as teaching them. Because I learned sex not through parents. I learned through peers and not the way I should have.
Most likely. None of us most likely, because I heard y'all speak about that in the show and I hadn't. Like I said, my first ways of learning about sex was going through my dad's stash, you know what I'm saying, and going through his old magazines and old movies like that. And shit, by the time I had cable, we had Spice Channel, going through, doing the channel scrambler so I could watch that. That was how I learned about sex, totally.
And sometimes a lot of us become unfortunate. A lot of the kids out there, they become unfortunate with how they learn. And so definitely education for kids out there, for teens out there. So even kids at a young age do like little certain things for them. So, and everything she said.
You're dancing.
You didn't talk about yourself yet.
I mean, I said the private party.
Nah, you need a friend like that.
I said the private party,
private
which
party
is the
she did.
individual thing, but of course it's going to tie in with the podcast.
What's the private party?
I'm
It's just a private party.
I'm a dance instructor. I dance seductively and teach women how to become part of their siren.
Oh.
To find their inner siren. So,
Why does that sound sexy as shit? Like to become your inner siren.
I will get your Instagram, and you could follow me on London Level Up, and I'll have all the details up very soon about that.
Yo, that's what's up, man. Well, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm definitely a fan. Like, I'm listening to the show. I was a fan anyway. Like, I'm a visual person. So when I saw the images on IG, that initially made me want to be like, I see weed, not hearing sex. Like,
Yeah.
I'm with this. You know what I'm saying?
you.
But y'all doing a great job. I'm loving the chemistry of the show, and I'm really hopeful for the future of the show
Yes.
and everything y'all are doing together, man. So we have to fade out of here because I know I got another person coming down the road in a second. Before we leave, let people know how they could get the show, like where they can subscribe to the show, how they could listen to how they can listen to you, all that.
All right. Definitely follow us on all social platforms, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of that at Blunt the Podcast. We have a website, bluntthepodcast.com. Support us. It's a PayPal link on there. I ain't gonna lie, this shit costs.
Man, tip them.
Definitely.
Tip them, man.
Yeah,
Become a
support
patron.
us there, yeah. Yeah, we're also on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts. Yep, and then you can personally follow me on my personal account at A Color or Shade on all social platforms as well.
And like I said, London Level Up. You gave our email and shit.
Oh, yeah. You can always email us at bluntthepodcast@gmail.com. We
Munchies
like
Mail.
Munchies Mails,
So you can
just
send
stories.
us your little desires, or if you need any advice about anything that you're worried about, hit us up, bluntthepodcast@gmail.com. Yeah.
All right, well, you got a fan over here. I'm definitely a supporter of the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. I
Really
appreciate y'all, both of y'all coming out. And that's Cash Color Cannabis, a high level of conversation.
Peace and love.